mindset. Oops, we're live. But you are like fired up, like change your mindset, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna like go to sleep. Period.
I think because I'm just I'm still on Chicago time. I decided that it's like 8 o'clock
I
right
know
now in Chicago.
that time change is pretty major. I could
I know.
totally.
Well, when you're up to like midnight their time, and then you sleep until like 9 o'clock their time, it's really 10 o'clock our time. Like,
Yeah, you are
ugh.
hyper. Boo.
I am a night owl.
I
Okay,
was, but it's caught up with me. Too old to be a night owl. Oh, where'd you go?
I'm bringing up the
Me.
slides.
Oh, phew.
All right, you guys.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm going to give everybody just one more minute because it's 9 o'clock on the dot on my computer here, and then we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to exit out of Facebook on my computer so it's not dinging
Can
here.
they see me in the corner if I'm like dancing?
No. Have you
Yeah.
ever watched any of the other calls?
They pick my nose. Yeah, I do watch those.
Sean's picking her nose. You can't ever see the other people on those calls.
I've been
Okay.
around little kids too long. All they do is pick their nose. Like that's all I've spent time with, besides talking to Annie on the phone forever because I'm lonely.
Yesterday and today. But I
Annie's
miss you.
you're my adopted
I
husband right
miss
now.
you. You've been so busy with those kids lately.
Those kids. Ugh, those kids.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. That way I don't take up too much of anybody's night tonight. So welcome to week 5 and back to our Dash to Diamond training. I'm super excited for this group to kick back off again. I've kind of missed you guys and the nightly check-ins, and you guys really motivate me, and I'm sure Sean probably feels the same too. So I'm just excited to present to you tonight and really just help kick things off again and get everybody fired up. So we're going to dive into this training. So this is a quote that I found that I thought was really good with what we're going to talk about tonight. It is, success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. And I saw this quote when I was looking for something to just inspire me with this training. And I was like, this is exactly what we say over and over again. And they even talked about it on the National Wake Up Call from this morning, if you haven't listened to that yet. It's just applying those basic fundamentals over and over and over again. And it's something that you hear a lot from top coaches. They say, if you come and follow me for a day in my life, it's actually kind of boring because I do the same thing over and over and over again. And that is just what is going to lead you to success. There's trainings that I've been watching about the best of the best coaches, and basically every single one of them has said, there's nothing magical about what I do. There's no secret sauce. It's just doing the basics over and over and over again. The things that we're teaching you in these trainings, the things that you already know, and just applying those on a daily basis are what is going to cause that success for you long term. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not going to happen in the next week, most likely. If you give yourself that 1 year of consistently applying the fundamentals that we're teaching you, the 3 vital behaviors, all of it, it will happen for you. You just have to believe. So, where do you want to be in the next 30 days? So the whole point of this Dash to Diamond training, and you guys all bought into it, you all put in $10, Sean and I put in $10, so we're invested in you, you've invested in yourself. Where do you see yourself in the next 30 days? Your goal when you join this group, and the reason that most of you, if hopefully all of you join the group, is that you are aiming to get more information so that you can hit diamond. So is that still your goal in the next 30 days? You know, we've gone through 30 days. We took that 2-week break from the group while everybody was still applying and catching up what you've learned in the first 30 days. So now where do you see yourself in the next 30 days? We're going to talk about that in tonight's training, but I really want you to just imagine that. I have been doing a lot of this kind of thinking myself as I was putting this presentation together over the last couple of days, and just thinking about, where do I want to see myself in the next 30 days? Where do I want to see myself and my team in the next 60 days and the next 90 days? And really just kind of putting together that plan. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So, what are your goals? I know that we've talked about this before, but I just really want to hit on it quickly for you tonight because our goals sometimes change and we have to then set up new action plans for those goals. So, are your goals still to hit diamond? So, are you still looking to find 2 coaches to help reach Emerald? 2 coaches that want to work the business? How many coaches do you need to add this month in order to hit Diamond? Do you already have 4 coaches? That's awesome. Then you just need 4 more coaches and help 2 of them get to Emerald. Think about how far you've already come and maybe not so much how far you still have to go. And just make a list of 10 or 20 people that you would love to see or who you've talked to and they were kind of on the fence about coaching and message them, you guys. Don't be afraid to message people and just tell them, hey, I would love to have you join my team. I know you would be awesome. You're rocking our challenge groups. You're already coaching. So would you be interested in joining me on my team? And then if they are, then, make sure that you go through those getting started right trainings and they welcome email and getting them started and help their coaches reach Emerald, and that's going to help you reach that diamond status. But what's even more exciting is helping those new coaches getting started. So if your goal is still to hit diamond, write out what you need to do in order to hit that. If you still need 8 coaches in the next 30 days to hit diamond, dude, go do it. Make a list. You guys have been coaches. You know what needs to be done. You know how to add coaches to your team. We believe in you. And if you need help with anything as far as maybe verbiage, post it in the group, ask your coach. We're here to support you guys and just to kind of, help each other out, of course. But one thing that I have taken away from my personal development that I've been doing lately, and I was just talking to Sean about before we got on the call, is this whole diamond thing. Sometimes it just takes a shift in your thinking, which is what you heard us kind of talking about at the beginning of the call. We were kind of talking about this, but you have to shift your thinking from thinking, oh, I'm never going to do it, or it's going to take me longer than 30 days, to thinking about how is it that you can get to diamond in 30 days? How can I add 4 more coaches to my team this month? How can I help 2 of my coaches reach Emerald? You just have to think about it in a positive aspect and say, hey, I can help, my best friend sign up as a coach, and then I know she wants to work the business, so I'm going to tell her just to find 2 people that she knows that would be interested in the discount or in joining her team to help, help inspire other people. And then she'd be Emerald. So there's 1 Emerald right there. And then on the other side, you might have your spouse or your significant other who you've signed up to help build them up with volume. And then you say, you know what, I'm going to sign up the next 2 people that I find underneath my husband, and then he's going to be Emerald, and then look, I'm Diamond. So kind of just changing that mindset can really help change things. What are your goals for Success Club? And that's something else to think about for these next 30 days. Is your goal, and has it been Success Club 5? What about doubling it? What about saying I'm going to be Success Club 10 this month? There's still a lot of month left for this month. We're on the 14th today. I thought all day it was the 15th, so I'm kind of excited I get a whole nother day to work with. But is your goal Success Club 10? Then maybe doubling it to 20. And instead of thinking about the points and, oh my gosh, Annie, you want me to go for 20 this month? Think about it as 10 people. 5 of those people being new challengers and maybe 5 of those people being new coaches that you're adding to your team. There is your 20 points right there, you guys. Think about it and break it down. What are your goals for personal development? How many minutes a day are you going to spend on your personal development? And write that down. I know for myself, 5 minutes a day of reading a book is not going to get me to my goals. Plain and simple. I am not a reader, first of all. A lot of you already know that. And second of all, I get fired up from my personal development. So I love to spend a good 30 minutes to an hour on personal development. And I know that might sound like a lot, but 20 of it is on my drive to work. 20 of it is on my way home from work. I spend 20 minutes listening to personal development while I'm making dinner. But the bigger thing then is taking what you've learned in your personal development for that day, writing down a few action steps from what you've learned, and applying it to your business. personal development is nothing unless you are applying what you're learning. And that took me a long time to realize myself. It took me a long time to get into personal development and realizing how important it was, but then also applying what I was learning and not just think, okay, I did personal development, check that off the list. So, write down your goals for your personal development as well. So this last quote here is basically what I already said. But if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So if you're thinking to yourself right now, I only have 30 more days in this training to get to Diamond, it's not going to happen, then you're right. It probably is not going to happen. You have to change the way that you're looking at things. When you do that, everything changes. When I finally decided, hey, I'm going to hit Diamond and I'm going to do it in these next 60 days, I did it. And you want to know how I did it? I joined this group that you're doing right now with Sean and myself, and I hit Diamond during these 60 days. I was, active in the group. I was doing what I was telling everybody else to do. I was using my business activity tracker. I changed the way I was looking at things. Instead of saying I can't do it, I said I am going to do it and I will do it. And everything changed from then on out. So you really just have to change the way that you're looking at things, change the way that you're looking at signing up coaches, maybe look at the way that you look at signing people up for their challenge packs. Are you offering them the discount as a discount coach when they're signing up with their challenge pack, especially if it's their second challenge pack that they're getting? They could probably benefit from even being a discount coach. Are you offering that to them? I know for myself, I was scared of that for a long time. But then I was like this aha moment where I was like, wait a minute, I was a discount coach. So if I was a discount coach and I signed up only for the discount, I didn't even care about the coaching part of it. I had my dream job. Then why would I not be offering this to other people? So really just changing the way that you look at things. And when I changed that, I went from adding 2 coaches a month to 6 to 8 coaches a month on average. So just changing the way that I was looking at signing up coaches changed my outcomes. So now you're probably asking yourself, how can I do this? How am I going to reach Diamond in the next 30 days? Or if it's not that, if you even say, you know what, I want to hit Diamond by November 1st, how am I going to do that? You have to create the action steps. You can't just say, I'm going to sign up 8 coaches and help 2 of them get to Emerald. Okay, what are your action steps? Another thing that I did when I decided to really push for Diamond in those 60 days was I took a step back and I said, what is it that other coaches are doing that I am not doing consistently or that I'm not doing at all? Or what can I change in order to make my outcomes different? So I started doing personal development. I started watching YouTube channels and searching, Diamond trainings from the top coaches that I was following, and going back to old Beachbody national wake up calls and listening to national wake up calls about building a team and all of those types of things. And I just took notes like a crazy person, and I started creating action steps and applying them to my business. So like I said, I went from adding 2 coaches a month as a goal to adding 6 to 8, which of course sounds crazy, but I said I'm going to do it and I did it. So that can also help with your success club, like I said before too. So you can ask yourself, what are other people doing that I'm not doing? Are you doing your personal development every day? That is a main thing that I ask when a coach comes to me and says that they're struggling. Are you adding new people to your network? You guys, that one is huge. I've been hearing a lot from coaches on my personal development who are saying, the one thing that they never stopped doing was building their network. They never stopped adding 2 to 3 people a day. And like they talked about on the National Wake Up Call again today, was that if you add 2 to 3 new prospects, new friends to your list every day, and you message with them and just say, hey girl, how are you? Your kids look so cute with back to school. How old are they now? What grade are they going into? Whatever it may be. You're going to add 60, 90, 100 new friends to your contact list per month. So instead of saying, I'm going to add 100 people this month to my friends list, if you just say, I'm going to add 2 to 5 new friends a day, That sounds much more doable. So creating those action steps in order to add those new friends. And how are you going to do it? You know, search mutual friends. You can join groups. I've joined Yorkie groups. I've joined bride groups because I'm a new bride. I've joined running groups when I was trying to do the Couch to 5K again. So just joining groups and connecting in those groups and making new friends there can help as well. If, of course, another thing you can do to find new friends, which is huge for me, is if you do have a like page, you can talk to your coach if you're not already about doing an ad. That is something that is one of the things that I believe in. When you have a business, you need to invest slightly in your business and putting what you are earning and taking a percentage of that and investing it in your business. Of course, you know, you're investing things in your challengers and probably your coaches and for prizes and things like that, but also you need to invest a portion into your business to meeting new prospects. So that's been huge for me as well. So one thing, like I said, was what are the top coaches doing? You know, do you need to increase your work time? I know for myself, when I hit 2015 and my goals changed, I changed my work time. And I know this isn't doable for everybody right now, but in order to do that, what I said was, you know what, by a certain date, I'm going to cut back my hours at my work. And then that way I was able to invest more time in my business. And when I did that, my income practically doubled with Beachbody because I was putting more into coaching and helping my team and then helping my challengers more, and they were seeing success, and so they were more excited. And then I was seeing that PV and that TV going up more. So that has really helped as well. You know, making sure that you are scheduling your work hours as well. So if you're saying right now you're working 1 hour a day, if you're pushing for Diamond and you're not close to your goals yet, an action step might be that you're going to do 1.5 hours a day or 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day, because really when you're pushing for Diamond, you probably are going to have to put in a little bit more time than when you were just a hobby coach. So that might be something to look at as well with your action steps. With your action steps, something that really has changed my business and growing my team is recruiting. For myself, I have to admit, one thing that was super scary for me and still is scary for me today is talking about recruiting on social media and talking about how coaching has changed my life and really talking about even my goals for coaching on social media, just because I do have my job that I'm protecting in a way, because I don't want to put that in jeopardy as well. And I don't ever want to offend anybody. But on the flip side of that, when I changed the way that I looked at recruiting, my recruiting changed. So I started seeing, you know what, there's still little things and big things that I can talk about with recruiting. And I started recruiting more people. I started posting about the little things, like Beachbody helping pay for our honeymoon last year, and Beachbody helped with getting us to Cancun for the Success Club trip. Those types of things really sparked interest in coaching. I still today have people that message me wanting to know more about coaching because they've seen these trips that I've gone on to Nashville and Cancun with Beachbody. And that's just one thing that people love, is traveling. And so if they have that opportunity with Beachbody, then even better. Oh, I just need a drink real quick. Okay. So with recruiting as well, even doing call to action posts, this has been huge. I know one post that worked really well for Sean that she did, even that I loved, was the credit card checks that she had torn up and then was like, wait a minute, like this is huge. Like I used to have to use these, and I could totally relate to that. And I know other coaches can too, and other people in our following could too. Even doing things like that. I mean, recruiting and talking about how coaching has changed your life and just those small and big things make a huge difference. I know that some personal development that I did with recruiting and that Sean recommended to me talked about, and I believe it was Bonnie, who talked about, in every post that she does, her style, everybody's going to be different, but her style is she basically talks about coaching and being a coach and how it's changed her life in practically every post that she does. It's not a call to action, but she just kind of posts about that. And so if you go check out her page, you're going to see that, because I went and did it. And I was like, you know what? She's right. She does talk about coaching and Beachbody here and there in almost every single post. And so for her, recruiting is huge. She's always one of those top coaches with recruiting. So when you change the way that you look at recruiting, recruiting is going to change for you. I promise you. So if you are somebody who has kind of been taking a step back and you are afraid to post something about joining your team, I highly encourage you to step outside your comfort zone this week and post something on your social media about coaching and how it's changed your life and what it's doing for you and your family. Just something unique so that other people know that you would love them to join your team, and just see what happens. With messaging, how many people are you messaging a day? This is something else that when I started 2015, I changed my goals. I sometimes will message 20 people a day, 20 new people, like 20 follow-ups. And I'll just go through my business activity tracker, because I have built that up over time now, which is huge, you guys. You have to be using that. Building your list. And I would go through and I would just find 20 people. And I would go back, we're in September right now. So I'd go back to August and follow up with 20 people. And I would just send 20 messages out. And that over a week, you can send out 2, 4, 6, 8. Like, think of all those messages in just 5 days that you could send out. It's pretty crazy. Those little things, those 20 messages compound into a lot over the week. And then think about the month and the year, how many follow-ups you can do. Even if you're sending out 10 follow-ups a day, how much are you messaging? Because I would say about 90% of what I do is in messaging. It's behind the scenes. I know you guys have heard me say that before. You've probably heard Sean say it before. But most of what I'm doing is behind the scenes. So when you change what you are doing with messaging, you're going to see your outcomes change. As well as inviting, I had to ask myself, what are the top coaches doing with inviting that is different than what I am doing? I was sending invites through my event invites on Facebook, and then if somebody RSVP'd, I'd message them. So one thing that I changed that I heard another coach doing, and this might be something that you're already doing, but I'm just going to throw it out there, is I started messaging people, inviting them to my group. I would message my follow-ups and say, hey, I know that last month wasn't a great time for you to join the group, and I had asked you if I could follow up with you this month, so I just wanted to follow up and let you know that my group is starting on the 21st, and tomorrow is the final day to sign up, and I just was wanting to check back in and see if now is a better time for you. Like, letting people know what is going on is okay. I always throw in some personal messages with each message that I send out, asking people about their kids or their summer vacation or how work is going, whatever it may be. Whoever that person is, kind of custom that to them, of course, because you want to be personable and you really want to get to know them, inform with them more. But making sure that you're inviting people every single day, whether it's to a challenge group or the coaching opportunity. You have to be messaging for one or the other. I highly encourage messaging for both. I would make it a goal to talk to at least 2 people a day over the next 30 days about coaching. Again, that is 2 people a day. And over the next 30 days, you would be talking to 60 people. Those numbers can really add up, you guys. When the more people that you message and when you hear no, the more people you hear no from, the more people that you're going to end up finding yes from as well. And just because somebody says no right now doesn't mean it's no forever, right? We've heard that before. So make sure that you are putting them on your list to follow up with them again next month. I'm following up with people like crazy right now. So make sure that you're following up as well. So the quote that I put here, I was into quotes this week. I don't know why. I just love quotes. They were firing me up. But what I said here was a quote, and it says, when it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals. Adjust the action steps. And again, I just found that very fitting and perfect because we're talking about action steps here. And one thing that I did when my goal was to hit diamond and I felt like, oh, it's out of reach, I just can't do it. I didn't adjust my goal. I didn't say I'm not going to hit diamond. I adjusted my action steps. I found ways to make it happen. And if I can do it, you guys can do it too. So now is the time, right? We are in the last 30 days of our diamond training. So it's time to do the work. You guys have seen a lot of the basics. We're going to give you more throughout these next 30 days, but it's time to be consistent, like we talked about at the beginning of tonight. Be consistent with your 3 vital behaviors, you guys. They're non-negotiable at this point. You have to be doing your workouts. You have to be drinking your Shakeology. You have to be doing at least 10 minutes of personal development a day. I highly encourage 30. Listen to it in the car, listen to it while you're getting ready for work in the morning, while you're cooking dinner. For me, my personal development isn't even really part of my power hour. I know that it's on the power hour to-do list most of the time, but for me, like I said, I can spend up to an hour doing personal development. So that is a power hour in itself, in my opinion. Make sure you're posting consistently. When you fall back on your posting and you're not posting 3 times, 4 times a day on social media, people kind of notice that, and they're not going to be seeing you showing up every day. So you have to stay consistent. Every 3rd or 4th post should be something about your health and fitness with coaching, those types of things, just throwing those in there throughout the day. You are not, the one thing that I want to say though with posting is you are not Beachbody. So make sure you're posting things that are outside of Beachbody. Your kids, your dogs, your travels, things that you like to do for hobbies, like knitting, whatever it may be. Make sure you're posting outside of Beachbody, but also you have to be sharing, your workout, because that's really what's going to inspire people is every day when you're showing up to do your workout. I had 2 people today message me from my challenge group telling me that because of a conversation that we had this weekend, they got up this morning at 5 o'clock and did their workouts, and they felt amazing. And they were so glad that we talked, because if they hadn't talked to me about it and seen me doing it consistently, they would have never done it. And of course, then I was like, crap, I didn't work out first thing this morning because I'm still coming off my holiday or my vacation weekend. But it was still awesome to hear that. And they only did it because we talked about it and they saw me doing it in our groups. So making sure that you're staying consistent with your posting. Even if you hear crickets on your post, people are still seeing what you're doing. So still show up every single day. Making sure you're staying consistent with those invites, like we talked about just a minute ago. You have to be inviting every single day, or else you're going to see numbers start to change. Recruiting, it's non-negotiable at this point, you guys. You have to change your mindset on recruiting, because in order to reach diamond, you have to be recruiting new coaches. You have to be looking for coaches not only for the discount, which is what I did like my whole first year. I was just like looking for discount coaches because that's what I was and that's all that I really knew. So my failure was that, but my success was that I learned and I failed forward, and I learned from top coaches that you also have to be recruiting people who want to work the business. So you have to be talking to people about that. Even people in your challenge groups. Just because somebody does sign up as a discount coach doesn't mean they're not going to take off and fly and become an all-star coach on your team. Make sure you're being consistent with hosting your challenge groups. You guys, this is key. Another thing that you can do is, even if you wanted to host your own like 3-day sneak peek or your own What is Coaching webinar, talk to your coach about that, because people want to see you. They don't just want to see Sean and myself. They want to see you. They want to see that you're being a leader. They want to join you and your team. So even hosting your own groups is awesome too, as far as coaching goes, but also make sure you're hosting your free group every month and your challenge group every month in order to find those top coaches. I know that a free group sometimes might sound like a lot of work and you're not getting paid to do it, but you know what? That's what leads to your challengers for your 21-day or your 30-day challenge group as well. And like I talked about earlier, make sure that you're applying what you're learning. So whether it's in our Push to Diamond group, whether it is a team training, make sure that you are taking at least 2 things from each development that you're listening to or reading about and applying it to your business. That is where you're going to make a difference. So the quote that I have here for you guys, yay, another quote, right? Do your work with your whole heart and you will succeed. There's so little competition. You guys, this is something that really struck for me because when I sit down to work, I put my whole heart into it. My husband can't pull me away from my computer. That can be a good thing and a bad thing, but I put my whole heart into what I do with coaching. And that's where I know that I want to see so much success for you guys, and Sean does too. And so doesn't your coach if you're on one of our coaches' teams. And we want this for you guys more than you might want it for yourself sometimes. And we get more excited with the success that you guys have than the success that we have. We want to help you guys succeed. And by putting your whole heart into something, that just means that other people are going to see it. I had somebody that messaged me today after being in a dry spell of hearing from anybody. And I went to high school with her. We haven't talked in forever. I've always looked at her as that skinny girl. And you know what? She messaged me asking about Shakeology. And she's like, I've been wondering when we're going to ask me about this because we haven't ever talked about it. But I'm interested in Shakeology because I need something for breakfast. And I'm like, gosh, Annie, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, this person has been sitting there and you've never even messaged her. I don't even invite her to my challenge groups. You want to know why? Because she's that skinny girl. So shame on me for doing that. So you guys, we make mistakes too, but I put my whole heart into what I do. And I have been talking to her for an hour tonight, chatting back and forth, and she is signing up with a challenge pack. So you just never know what can come from those posts that you put out there. She, again, is one of those people that never likes or comments on my posts, but she messaged me telling me, you know, that she loves following me because of my positivity, and she, you know, saw that we went on vacation for our anniversary and she hopes we had a great time. So she's seeing what I'm posting, but she's not interacting. So those posts mean something. So put your whole heart into what you do and you're going to see success. Not everybody is going to put their whole heart into what they're doing with coaching. And that's where there's so little competition. There are over 350,000 coaches on Team Beachbody. You guys, think about that. You are part of something amazing and big, and you can be somebody. So be that somebody that you want to be. So my action steps for you guys tonight, I hope you have your pen and paper out and have been taking notes because I talked about that. But number one, what are your goals? I want you to write those goals down on a piece of paper, and then I want you to share those in the group. You can take a Snapchat of it, you can type them up, whatever's easier for you, but I want you to write it down on an actual piece of paper first. That is something that really helps make those action steps and those goals become a little bit more real. So take a pen and paper out and write those down. Number two is to break those goals down into weekly and then daily assignments, such as your action steps, right? So if you say, my next 30 days, I'm going to add 4 coaches. Okay, well then weekly, you're going to add 1 coach. That's your 4 coaches in 30 days. And then daily, I'm going to message 2 people about coaching. Those are your action steps, you guys. It doesn't have to be hard. And if you need help, let us know. We're here to help each other. And then number 3, I want you guys to make one big, scary goal and share it with someone, either close to you or your coach. Excuse me, if you want to too. But I want you to make that big, scary goal. I wrote mine down on our train ride home from Chicago this weekend. And it really scares me. And I actually was up last night trying to figure out how I'm going to make these goals come true. And I've got my action steps laid out, and I'm talking with my coaches, and I'm talking to my challengers, and I'm talking to my prospects, because I'm going to make those goals come true. They're scary. They scare the crap out of me. I posted a video for my team about this. But you know what? I shared it. I have it written down on paper. I have my action steps written out. I will share them with you guys because I am part of this too. I'm in this with you guys. Sean is in this with you guys. You know, we are here in it with you, and we want to help support you, and you are not alone. We do this every single day ourselves. There's ups and downs. We get that. I am coming out of a down myself and just working towards my goals every single day, no matter what, putting in minimum an hour, usually more, just depends on the day. So write those goals down, write those action steps down, and share them in the group. So finally, just dream. Dream big with me here, you guys. Where are you going to be in the next 30 days? Where are you going to be in the next year? That is something that is huge. You need to share these goals and these dreams with somebody around you, especially if you have a significant other, sharing that with them. That was something that was huge for me and David. I told him, you know, give me a year. Give me a year to work this business and see where I am. And, you know, he kind of didn't like that some nights I was glued to my computer and on team calls and, you know, working my business when I could be sitting on the couch with him. But when I work, I need peace and quiet. I don't do good with distractions. And so I have my little office in the basement. I have my space heater going right now, keeping me warm. And he gave me that year. And now he sees the big picture with me. It didn't even take that whole year for him to see it. But you just have to dream big and believe in those dreams that you have for yourself and just keep pushing towards those. And each week and each month, reevaluating your action steps and your goals and adjusting those action steps to get you to those goals. So that is what I have for you guys tonight. I know that there is a questions post on the event for our group. If you have any questions, I'm going to bring it up here. I haven't even looked at any of it since we started. Anything that you want to add, Sean, at all while I bring this up? Still getting to it.
No, I didn't see any questions either.
Okay.
It was great. I'm so glad you did the training tonight.
What? You would have killed it.
That's what I'm figure out what was going on with the boost posts. Lacey just asked.
What's that?
Lacey just asked if you figured out what was going on with the boost posts.
Lacey, I sent you a link. That's as far as I've been able to get into it so far tonight. Erin was the one that actually shared that the messaged you. I haven't had, my goal for tonight is to still play with it on my end too. But I've tried making new posts and boosting them and I've tried reopening my old boosts and that didn't work. But I will message you, and I've messaged you before we got on.
Are you both having issues?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not letting us create new boosts.
Wow.
Yep, it's giving us both the same error.
Is there a way to message? I was going to say, can you message them?
I thought that's what the other thing I was going to do. But Erin sent me, well, I posted on the New Name Coach board about it. And Erin was the one that popped up. Thanks, Erin, for helping out with that. Posted a link to like a thread that says, if you're getting this message, this is what it means, and try this kind of a thing. Oh, my internet's going so slow on my phone. I'm not seeing any.
My internet went out a couple times.
Did it again?
Ready for Pat to be home.
Patrick, come save my Sean. That's it, I guess. I'm not seeing any other questions on the group.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Well, then I will let you guys go. Thanks for jumping on tonight or for watching the recording, whichever one you're doing. And let's rock these last 30 days of the group. Woo woo.
Bye, ladies.